Evan's always been kind of a one-of-a-kind individual. He's very outgoing, very caring, very compassionate. He's strong-willed, but he's also very fun-loving, and as anyone else that knows him, he's a comedian at heart.
He was never really a kid where you had just one view of him. He always just kept my life interesting.
Growing up, I was kind of like a troublemaker. I started playing sports when I was 3. I started playing t-ball when I was 3 and basketball when I was 3.
When he was 6 years old and he was playing coach pitch baseball and he was playing shortstop, he threw the ball to the first baseman and hit the first baseman in the head. It was a good throw. The first baseman just didn't catch the ball. His coach's response was, "Evan, don't throw the ball so hard." So at that point I realized that I needed to provide him a better opportunity for him to grow athletically.
That's when I saw Evan really start coming around, was when he put himself into sports.
I started off as a tight end, believe it or not, and I was one of the smaller guys because I played up to grade level. And then I moved to running back, played a little bit of linebacker. I never thought I would be a starting quarterback.
I started coaching at the high school ultimately so that I could spend more time with him. But he accelerated to varsity so quickly that I never really had an opportunity to coach him, being on my team. His freshman year, when he was playing varsity football team, and it was our playoff game against Highlands Ranch, and Evan ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another, and we were winning 27-10 at halftime against a team that was actually pretty good.
I have to say my favorite memory of my brother. I just remember being in the bass program at Glacier Peak. See Evan in the office already in trouble for something, and he just sticks the paperclip in the light socket and smoke comes out of the doors, and everyone turns and looks and are like, and Evan just pokes his head out of the door. And just the time and the place of it was just great, and that's how his personality has always been his entire life. But besides that, he's come a long way as far as maturing and really caring about the people and the things he does in his life.
I think the hard point in Evan's career and life would be when our family got divorced.
My parents got divorced when I was 6, so kind of it's like, come to life moment there. It was, I don't know, scary sometimes. My sister got in some fights with my dad, so that was kind of hard growing up with that too.
Well, at the time when we were divorced, there was certainly a fair amount of conflict throughout the process. I'm sure that it contributed to some anxiety that he had, and I think he coped and compensated when he was younger by trying to be funny, trying to be likable.
Him and I never really got along for about 7 years of my parents being divorced. My brother and I have gone through a lot of ups and downs in our lives. Basically, we have hated each other from times to times, and we would never make up, we would never move on, we would want to stay out of each other's lives. We wanted nothing to do with each other. It just wasn't that time and place. We thought we lost everything when our parents were divorced, and then as the years went by and I started to mature and he started to mature, we both kind of realized that we're each other's best friends.
Being the youngest of the 2 kids, I think it was hardest on him. But at that time, I think actually Evan made a turn, and he used sports to feel his insecurities and to sort of bring things together in life and to be part of a team.
The divorce, I've gotten used to it, like switching off every week. It's kind of hard to find a balance, but my brothers, my teammates will always be there for me every day, every week. Even when football's over, I know during school that they got my back. That's really helpful to me.
His efforts into sports, and that really helps him to focus and helps him to feel validated in a lot of ways, and I think it also helps him to be part of a group and part of a family.
I feel like I've grown through football and life. Just had to realize that you got to be humble in what you do, and you got to be your best advocate for yourself, because nobody else is going to stick up for you as best as you can. Quarterback position, you kind of got to have that matureness. You got to be in charge of everybody else, look out for everybody else, and teammates, my brothers have really helped me out. We do everything together. We go to homecoming together. We hang out on the weekends. We do things for each other, help each other with homework, just help each other in life.
I think the only thing that stops Evan from being his best is himself. There have been college coaches that have looked at him and said that he could play Division I baseball, Division I football. Ultimately, that's up to him.
You know, my preferred school that I'd want to go to is Ohio State. I'd literally play for anybody who gives me a chance. Whatever opportunity I have, I'll take it. I think what separates me from other quarterbacks is my determination. We use this term FOLO, first on, last off. So first one to practice, last one leaving, and I try to keep that in everything I do. I'm very thankful for my family, my teammates, my brothers, everything that Mountain Range has offered. They've really put me on a pedestal to get seen by other schools, colleges.
There are kids that would kill to have the opportunity to be playing at the level he's playing at, whether it ends in high school or goes to college. These are some of the best times that he'll have.